Okay, finding ways to abandon the commitment position. Okay, so the frequently negotiators wants to get the other party out of commitment position, and many times the party will also want the way out. How that can be done? One method has already been noted. When establishing a commitment, negotiators should simultaneously plan a private way out. Negotiator may also rework the commitment to indicate that the conditions under which it applies have has changed. Sometimes information provided by the other party during negotiating can permit negotiator to say, "Given what I have learned from during this discussion, I see I'm going to have to rethink my earlier position." The same could be done for the other party. Negotiator wanting to make this position for the other party to abandon the commitment position and yet not to lose credibility might say, "Given what I have told you about the facts and of the situation or giving the new information, maybe I can help you see what your earlier position has no longer holds." Needless to say, that last thing a negotiator wants to do is to embarrass the other party and make judgmental statements about the shift in position. Rather, the other party should be given every opportunity to retreat with dignity and without losing a face. A second way to abandon commitment is to let the party die. Let the matter die silently. After a lapse of time, negotiators can make the new position in the area of commitment without mentioning the earlier one. The variation of this process is to make tentative steps in a direction previously excluded by the other commitment. For example, if an employee who has said that he would never accept a certain job assignment may be asked to consider the benefit to his career as a temporary replacement of the job. If the other party, in response to earlier of this variation, indicates either through silence or verbal commitment the willingness to let things to move in that direction, negotiators should simply not be allowed to progress. The third route is to restate commitment in more general terms. The party that wants to abandon the commitment will make a new proposal, changing some of the details to be more in line with his or her current deal, while ostensibly still living with the general principles of earlier wording. For example, a purchasing agent who has demanded the 10% volume discount may rephrase the statement later to say simply that significant volume discount is needed. The other party can be explored that this level of significance a discount could be. Finally, if the other party backs off from the commitment position, it is important to minimize any possible damage to his or her self-esteem or to a continuous relationship. One strategy to use this instance is to make public attribution about the other party move to some noble or high outside case. Diplomats can withdraw from committed positions because of their deep concern for peace and humankind. The buyer-seller can back off from the point during the real estate transaction to support the economic well-being of the community. Managers can leave the committed position for the good of the company. The committed position is a powerful tool in negotiations. It is also a rigid tool and must therefore be used with care. As with other tools, we must be able to learn to ways of denying it to the other party, as we are to the ways we can use it for ourselves. Unfortunately, far more commitments are made as a result of anger and desire to stop making concessions than the result of clearly throughout technical planning. In either case, the essential property of the commitment position is to arrange the subsequence of the action so that at some point it is no longer an item of discussion and can only be negotiated at a grave risk of other or both parties. the events of or consequences became inevitable and unless stopped or serious risk of one or two sides. The committed position has to be believable, and what has to be believable is that nothing can be done to change the conditions. If X happened, Y is inevitable. Convincing the other party that fate is sealed on the matter at hand is a demanding task and require preparation task. Consequently, getting out of the commitment position is not easy, but the process is made simpler by planning a secret, meaning its escape in the time of commitment. But the process made simpler by planning a secret means of escape at the time of commitment is being established. Many of the steps negotiator can use to get out of commitment can also be used to help the other party get out of the committed position. Even better, to keep him or her from establishing one on the first place.